Alright, as an update here, I know I haven't done this in a while, but figure I'd put in an update. So I have been working towards a level editing system because I want to be able to manually uh, place tiles, delete tiles, move tiles around, sort of like using a grid system or manually, nudge them in place. But before any of that could take place, I had to figure out how to move the data from the actual loading to a file. And that's what I did here. I have two files. I started off with this one, loading data from this file right here. And then after I did that, loading the file, I went ahead and I also coded a function to save the file. So I can see a fair bit of code here I had to write to make this happen. So let's this is all the code uh, from down here to down here. So I had to write all this um, to make all that happen. So here's how the level is loaded. This function loads the level, um, opens the file and reads everything in. As you can see, fair bit of code. And then save saves the current data that's loaded in the vectors, and then saves that to a file. So you can see fair bit of code. Of course, I can definitely make this more efficient, but that's for a later. Uh, so everything's being put into test1.dat right here, and that is what I ended up with. So we're gonna go ahead and compile this and see the current iteration of this. So here we have our lovable characters. You might see a bit of stuttering because of OBS Studio, the way it captures. So right now this level is being was loaded from a file, and if I press the tilde key, I can actually save this level right now, and I'll get this box. The data was saved to test1.dat. So the next step from here is to start working on the level design. An interesting issue that I ran into when I did this was when I was saving the data, it was saving the actual position of these moving tiles, and they animate based on an origin position. Um, if they don't know the origin position, the animation will be all out of whack. So in order to save the data, I had to create what was known as a static X and a static Y, so that I could just save that data and not the data that's actually moving in the level. So I guess when I design the level editor, I want to make sure that I'm inserting the data into that static, that static X, static Y. And yeah, I got this nice looking background here. I found this on the internet, of course. Yeah, so next up is the level editor, and I will keep fine-tuning this, and I will keep you guys tuned on the progress of this insanity, which of course I'm just doing for fun. It's been a lot of fun working on this. So as soon as I get the level editing system works, I do have a giant level in the works that's already been completed, but there's no way I can manually design that level like I did this one. I need to be able to edit the tiles on on screen, and that would be a lot faster. And then when I'm done, I can just hit tilde and save the data, and bam, there's my level. So this is the beginnings of what's eventually going to turn into the level editor for this game engine. I also tested this in full screen mode and got some great performance. I was actually shocked. It ran at the same speed very well. So a full screen mode is something I will definitely be implementing, as opposed to this windowed mode here. So I'll have a windowed mode and a full screen mode, and fairly easy to implement. So those are the things that are in the works. And once I have the level editor completed, I still have to figure out a way how to insert these little objects in the files, because they are still off. If you can see, they are still right here. These are attached objects. These are classes that move objects. So I figured the way we can put this in a file is to basically tag a certain amount of data in it. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure it out eventually. But for now, these items are sitting out here. Eventually, the idea is to move them to the file so that we can store all that data that pertains to the actual level in that file. So that's the update I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next up will be the level editor, and it will be it will be something very exciting, because it will be another milestone. Uh, so that's gonna be exciting. So thanks for watching, and bye bye.